All right, we'll take a comfortable seat. Roll the shoulders up and away from the ears. Keeping the chest lifted, we'll drop the nose just a bit toward the floor. Eyes closed or soft. And tuning in to the breath, just noticing how you're breathing. Noticing if the breath is deep and goes down into the belly, or is it shallow, just in the upper lungs? And then we'll start to encourage that breath to deepen, starting to use your lung capacities, drawing the breath down into the belly and the sides of the body, the back of the body, the central part of the ribs, as well as the top part of the lungs. See if you can really sense all the different parts of the lungs. And letting the exhale be smooth and steady and audible. So you might hear the sound of your exhale along the back sides of your nasal cavity, and the back side of the throat. So kind of open your ears and listening to the sound of the breath, like an ocean wave. Sensing throughout the body, noticing the weight of the body sitting here on the floor, the contact of the body with the floor or your support underneath. Feeling gravity holding us here on the earth and the earth pushing back, holding us and supporting us. Couple more full breaths here, feeling the lungs and feeling the connection of the body with the earth. And on your next inhale, slowly open the eyes and come back into your space. All right, let's take that left hand down onto the floor. We'll take the right hand up and over side bend. So you might be able to bend that left arm and start to drop the shoulder down a little more toward the floor. Just if you do that, don't round forward. We're going to keep that shoulder back. On an inhale, we'll come on up and over to the other side. Right hand down, left hand up and over. And again, we might start bending the elbow and the lower arm, starting to drop the shoulder down. And inhale, we'll come on back up to center. Let's take the hands back by the hips and draw the shoulders back and down. We're going to lift the center of the chest up towards the ceiling. And you might be able to tip the pelvic bone and come more into a back bend. So that feels okay on the neck. You can also just keep looking straight ahead if the neck doesn't like that. Shoulder blades together and down, chest lifted. On inhale, we're going to come on back up to center. All right, we're going to keep the legs as they are. I'm going to come on forward here. So try to keep your sit bones down. You can walk your hands forward any amount. And just trying to keep both sides, the sit bones, evenly down. Just breathing here. You might be able to let that head drop if the neck is okay. We can look straight ahead, anywhere you like. Breathing down into where you're feeling the stretch, might be in the back or the hips. On an inhale, come on back up from there and take a look at the legs. You got one that's either in front or on top. Let's switch the cross of the legs. So you have your other leg either in front or on top, however you were doing that. It might feel a little weird on this side. Try to keep the sit bones down and come on forward once again. Still breathing into where you're feeling the stretch. On inhale, come on back up. Let's extend the legs out straight in front. So you might still be sitting on the edge of a blanket, could be on the floor. And we're going to come into the twist. You're going to take your right leg and bend the knee, bring the foot onto the floor on the outside of your left leg. So that knee will come up toward the ceiling. Lift up to the top of the head nice and tall. We'll take the left arm to the outside of the knee. So you can leverage against the knee to help you with your twist. Right hand can come down on the floor behind. So you're lifting up to the top of the head, lengthening the spine and turning around that length. Inhale, we'll unwind the twist and we'll come to the other side. So right leg extends, left foot comes in, contacted with the floor, foot in contact with the floor, knee up toward the ceiling, lengthen the spine right onto the outside of the knee. Pushing against the knee, left hand onto the floor, keeping a nice tall spine. We'll twist around that length. On inhale, we'll come on back to center. Let's release the legs and come on into, let's do this. Come into hands and knees. And we're going to be using a blanket to pad your knees. And you can, if you don't already have them close by, you can have a couple of blocks just nearby. I'll be using them in a minute. I'm going to start here just knees padded, hands and knees positioned. From here, let's come into cat-cow. So tailbone up, chest up on your inhale. And on your exhale, we'll arch the back, lifting the back up toward the ceiling. Maybe with your breath, the eyes can soften. It's really tuning in to the back of the body, what the spine is doing. A couple more here, more cat-cow. And the next time that you're in cat pose, that arched back, that will be the last one, and then we'll come back to a neutral spine. All right, let's kick that right foot back behind, pressing into your heel, knees straight. I'm going to try to keep the back end neutral here and then lift that right foot up in line with your hip. So trying to not sink down into cow pose in the back, but instead keep a nice straight, long spine. And if you want a little more challenge, your left hand could come off the floor and the arm can extend by your ears. So you have opposite hand, opposite foot. So you're going to press back through your heel, keeping that leg as straight as you can, breathing, balancing. We'll bring the hand down and the knee down. We're going to come to the other side. So now kick back through your left foot, keeping the spine nice and long. We'll extend and lift that foot in line with your hips. And then optional, the right arm can extend by your ear. Again, trying to not collapse in the back. And then bring the hand down and the knee down. Okay, so I'm going to take our 2 blocks to the front of your mat. And we're going to step the left foot all the way up by your blocks. You can bring your hands onto your blocks. So we're going to start with the hips over your back knee and a little bit of a straightish front leg. We're going to start to walk those toes a little bit forward. So you have a little bit of an extension there, and your hips are over your back knee to start. And then keeping your tailbone down toward the floor, we're going to come forward with your hips. It's going to bend your front knee right over your ankle. So we want to feel a strong hip flexor stretch in the back leg. So you want your hips forward enough to really feel that. You can have your hands down on your blocks here for support. Tailbone down toward the floor. If you want a little more, you can keep walking that foot forward, your front foot forward, and dropping the hips a little bit lower. So your knee, your front knee is over your ankle, not beyond your ankle. So make sure it's not over your toes. Good. If you feel solid here, keep your hips where they are, keep your legs where they are, bring your hands up onto your front knee. So notice you've got to squeeze in from your core into from your knees and feet into your core. Tailbone down toward the floor. If you still feel good here and you want, you could take your arms up overhead. You might just do one arm. It's another option too. This is Anjaneyasana. So drawing in and solid here, breathing. And then we'll bring the hands down to the center of the chest and bring your hands into a namaste. Yeah, if you need to take a break, you can kind of straighten a little and come back in. So from here, you're going to lean forward, and then that right elbow, try to hook it to the outside of your bent knee. So you can come down low enough to try to hook that elbow. Yeah, maybe the elbow just touches. So again, we're going to draw in from the feet up into your core, and we're going to start to turn around the spine, opening your chest out to the left side. So eventually the thumbs will come back to the center of the chest and you'll twist all the way around. And keep those hips forward, keep drawing in, keep breathing. Now inhale, we're gonna unwind the twist. We can bring your hands back to your blocks. All right, we're gonna take the hips back over your back knee, straightening your front leg and draw your toes up on your left foot. So a nice long stretch here. If you want more, you can come on down, drop your nose down over your left leg. I'm getting a hamstring stretch here, the hips drawing back towards your right foot. All right, we're gonna release that. I'm gonna draw that left foot back onto your blanket, coming back into our hands and knees. And we're gonna work our way to the other side. So you're gonna step that right foot up by your hands, up by your blocks. And starting with keeping your hips over your left knee, you're just gonna walk that right foot forward. So it's almost a straight leg. And then tailbone down toward the floor. Now we're gonna bend that knee and bring that right knee all the way over your ankle. So as you do that, you'll get a strong opening on the left side. That back leg, hip flexor, front of the thigh. Start here just breathing. So isometrically, we're pulling from the feet into the core of the body. That's our stability. Trying to keep the muscles of the legs toned. If you feel okay here now, you can work your way up with the hands on the front knee. Again, just so we're not taking the hips back when we do that. They stay forward. And then if you want, you could take one or both hands over your head for Anjaneyasana. Drawing in from the feet into the core and then radiating, opening the chest. And then we'll bring the hands together at the heart. You're gonna lean forward and then try to hook that left elbow to the outside of the knee. It might not go all the way to the outside, it might just touch. And then keep those hips forward and lengthen the spine, tailbone on the top of the head, and then twist around that length over to the left side, to the right side. So breathing, still holding the muscles, the legs. And inhale, unwind the twist. Bring the hands back onto your blocks. I'm going to take the hips back toward your left foot. And lifting the toes on your right foot. And maybe starting to drop down over your right leg. And then on the inhale, I'm going to go ahead and release that leg, bring that knee back into the hands and knees position. And I'm going to work into a twist. You're going to keep your right hand down on the floor, right underneath of your nose. And let's take your left hand up toward the ceiling. Right hand down, inhaling here. On an exhale, we'll bring the hand along the floor, reach through to the other side, full exhale. On your inhale, keep moving. I'm going to open here, open back up toward the ceiling. Nice big inhale. Exhale, slide the hand along the floor, reach the opposite side, full exhale. Inhale and open. Exhale and through. And inhale and open. Exhale, reach, hold, and breathe. So you can come down onto your head or your shoulder or both. You can use your other hand on the floor with the elbow bent, pushing into that hand, starting to draw your top shoulder back. On an inhale, come on back to center. All right, other side, left hand right underneath the nose. On your inhale, right hand up toward the ceiling. And exhale, slide through to the other side, full exhale. Inhale and open. Exhale and through. Inhale and open. Exhale and reach. And last one, inhale and open. Exhale, reach, hold, and breathe. Maybe coming down on that head or shoulder or both. Inhale, we'll come on back to center. All right, downward facing dog. Spread those fingers, tuck your toes, lift the hips. And clear off your mat if you have any blankets or anything on your mat. Just kind of feeling out your downward dog. So you might bend a knee and then the other. And coming back to a steady dog, the feet hip distance apart, outside edges are parallel. We'll start to take the heels toward the floor. Drive your chest a little more towards your feet that come through the arms. And balance your weight from feet to hands. So really pulling back with the legs to take the weight off the hands if they feel heavy there. And then we'll walk the feet and the hands toward each other for Uttanasana, standing forward bend. So toning the muscles of the legs, lifting the tailbone up toward the ceiling, upper body softens down, dropping your head towards your feet. You're going to take a deep bend of the knees and come up for chair pose. Knees bent, feet on the floor, arms up, chest open. Elbows straight. And we'll push into the feet, straighten the legs, and release the arms. Okay, let's do a little bit of balance work or balance in tree pose. So in tree pose, we're going to start standing on the right foot. So you can use any furniture, any props that you like. We're going to root that right side down into the floor, and the left knee will bend and go out to the side. So the toes can stay on the floor, or they could come onto your shin, or maybe even up to the inner thigh. Try to keep the hips level. Challenging yourself if you want to take your hand off of your support. Your hands can be anywhere. You could have just one finger on the support. Yeah, hands could be on the hips or above your head. Keep the breath flowing. Don't hold the breath. Focusing on what you're doing. Finding that edge today, a place where it feels like a challenge enough to keep your hold of your mind, but not so hard that it's a strain on the mind or the body. All right, we're going to come on out of that side with control. As you're ready, we're going to work our way into the other side. So left leg is the standing leg, right leg, knee out, toes either on the floor or somewhere on your standing leg. Hips are level, gaze is soft. Hands wherever you'd like. Try to soften your effort. See if you can soften the mind and just focusing on those micro movements. And then we'll come on out with control. All right, we're going to work our way in a Trikonasana triangle pose on the right side. So if you want to use a block, you could have your block to the outside of your right foot. Triangle pose. Going to take your right foot forward. And your left foot, nice big step back behind, toes in, heel out on your left foot. So inner spiral on your left side, outer spiral on your right side. So toes out on that side. But the hips line up with your feet. So even though the legs are rotating in, the hips line up here. So we're going to rotate outward. Yeah, keep your hips out. Your front knee is going to be in line with your right toes. So if you were to bend your front knee, it would be over your toes. But we're going to keep that leg straight. All right. With all that, let's take the arms out to the side. Reach through the right fingertips, hinge at the hips, and bring that right hand down to your block or somewhere on your leg. And then we're going to draw that left shoulder back, open the chest, lean back, opening here, stacking your left shoulder on top of your right shoulder. Hands directly one on top of the other, in one big line. It's all about extension and triangle pose. Both legs coming long from the center of the body, both side bodies lengthening, left and right sides, hip to shoulder, lengthening out. We're going to tone the muscles of the right knee and bend your right knee over your ankle and come up for warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Right knee over your right ankle. Shoulders in line with the hips. Strong legs. And then reverse warrior. Let's take your right palm up toward the ceiling and reach up. Keep your front knee bent. Left arm can come down the back leg, taking as much of a side bend as feels good here. And inhale, we'll come back to warrior two. And then straighten the legs, release the arms. I'm going to swap over to the other side. Trikonasana on the left side. So you might be just turn around or swap the feet. Toes out on your left foot, toes in, heel out on your right side. So this is that inner spiral on your right side, outer spiral on your left. If you bend your front knee, it would go right over your toes. And then against that rotation, we're going to open the hips. So it feels a little bit like we're pulling against what the hips want to do. And that's the balance there. And we try to open the hips in line with the feet, both legs straight. Yeah, so we straighten out that knee. And take the arms out to the side, reach through your left fingertips, and then drop down. Trikonasana triangle. Bring your left hand to your block or somewhere on your leg. Stack your shoulders, open the chest. Hand up toward the ceiling, extension here, triangle. And tone the muscles of the left knee, bend that knee, come on up for warrior two on the side, shoulders over the hips. Front knee bent, back leg straight. And then we'll turn the left palm up for reversed warrior. Reaching up on that side, left hand up, right hand back. Yeah, front knee still bent, side bend. Inhale and release back to warrior two. And then we can straighten the arm, or straighten the legs, release the arms. We're going to work our way all the way down onto the floor and have a strap close by. So I'm going to come down onto your back, knees bent, feet on the floor. And then we're going to walk the feet in close to the hips. I'm going to start with a bridge pose. So feet come in close and hands down by the sides. So we'll drop your shoulders down toward the floor. And push into your feet and lift the hips straight up toward the ceiling, bridge pose. So the shoulders come down. We're going to keep those knees about hip distance apart. So try to not take them too wide. Lift the hips straight up by pushing down into the feet. So the strength is the legs. Tailbone points towards your knees. And then we'll go ahead and lower the hips back down to the floor. Now we'll pick up that strap. And let's take your left foot into the strap up towards the ceiling. So you can hold the strap with both hands. And left foot goes up toward the ceiling. Let's extend your right leg long on the floor. So try to keep that thigh down. And then you can pull with your strap to bring your foot more, your left foot more over your head. So you can have a strap like at the center of your foot, and then as you're pulling, it's almost like you're going to slide the strap towards your toes. So you can kind of feel that friction there. Just trying to pull that foot in that general direction of the head. Now we're going to bend your left knee and pull on the strap to draw your foot in close. This is a half Baddha Konasana. If you can reach down and grab your foot, that's with your hands, that's great. If you can't reach your foot, you've got your strap here. You're just pulling in. The left knee is going out to the left side. It's a half Baddha Konasana. Right leg still extended. So you can lengthen out the right side if that works. Yeah, starting to pull in, pulling in close, like you're going to put your left foot on your chest. And then we'll kick that foot back up toward the ceiling. We're going to switch sides. And pick up your right foot, slip it into your strap, and release your left foot down to the floor. I'm just starting with the hamstring stretch here. Starting to pull your right foot now over your head. Try and keep the whole upper body neutral, nice and soft. Soft in the neck, the shoulders, the face. And then taking this into the half Baddha Konasana, you're going to bend your right knee out to the side and pull on the strap to draw your right foot in close. If you can hold your foot with your hands, you can do that and pull your foot towards your chest. And that knee goes out to the side. And then you can release the leg, release the strap. I'm going to bend both knees, feet on the floor. And we'll take the feet a little bit wide, so about mat width apart. Feet are still on the floor, just a little bit wide. Take the arms just out to the sides, shoulders down. I'm going to drop your knees from one side and then the other, just allowing the lower back to release. And if you want to turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees, you could do that. Or you could just keep looking straight up. And with that, it is time for Shavasana. So you can work your way into corpse pose. Find a position that's super comfy. And just allowing the whole body to soften. Also letting the mind soften. So trying to rest into the body and into the earth. Bring your awareness back to the breath and the body, just noticing how you're breathing. And from there, expand your awareness into the rest of the body. How's the body doing now? And with that same observing quality, notice the state of the mind. How is the mind and the body? How are they doing now? And noticing if there are any qualities that you'd like to carry into the rest of your evening. Noticing where they are, what they feel like. And then slowly allow some movement to return to the body. As you're ready, trying to maintain that state of mind and body, and slowly make your way up to a seated position. Bring the hands together at the heart. Thank you for joining and for sharing yoga practice with me and the other on the call. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Take care of yourselves, drink water, sleep early, and I will see you next time. Namaste.